Hey guys, welcome to another live stream. Hope everybody's doing well. So I'm waiting for my YouTube video to upload. I just did my talking about my anxiety and panic disorder, which is not fun, to say the least. It's kind of raining out right now. It's been raining on and off all day. It was not temperature wise, it was nice, but it's just been kind of raining, to say the least. It's just been one of them days. Been busy. Try to get some stuff done. What can I say? I look like a mess too. I'm tired. It's been a long day. And my hair looks like a mess, to say the least. But yeah, it's been one of them days. So, been getting things I need to get done, sadly. Well, not sadly, but try to take care of some things that need to get done. And I don't know. What can I say? It's one of them things, I tell you. Yeah, it's kind of raining out, huh? I love when it's raining. Although sometimes it's nice, especially like when you can actually see the rain. It's actually quite relaxing, to say the least, especially when it's nice gentle rain like this. Yeah, so nice little gentle rain going on. It's actually nice to listen to. It can be very relaxing, to say the least. My hair is such a mess too. Oh, I look like a mess. I don't know. It's been going all day, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just today's been one of them days. It's Monday, typical Monday. Lots of running around to do. At least though, temperature wise, it was nice. It's supposed to get cooler tomorrow. Like our weather has been like hormonal. It's been, the temperature has like been up and down, up and down, up and down. And with the temperature going up and down, it's kind of hard to know how to dress these days, sadly, because, well, it's hard and you don't know how to dress. And it's a constant annoyance, to say the least. But that spring here, I mean, especially in the Midwest. Like in the Midwest, like spring is just like, oh my god. Ugh, I need to shave too. Fries are done. Try to fix my hair again. So, but it's still working. They're still working on the apartment, which is, what could I say? Can be annoying sometimes, but it's got to be done. So Something just dropped, to say the least. I know, here I am trying to fix my hair during a live stream. It's just, no matter what I do, it's just like, what could I say? My sinuses have been acting up all day too, so it's just like between my sinuses and just it's one of them. It's one of them things, I tell you. It's just one of them things. Like I said, the weather has been kind of, it's been kind of weird today, to say the least. Yeah. Like I mean, that's been, to say the least. I hope everybody's doing all right. Like I mean, like, because like I said, it's been one of them things like where I been, try to take things one step at a time. It has been quiet. My phone has just decided to wake up, and it's just like, I don't know why. It's like, don't wake up. I have another phone, believe it or not. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Probably gonna do another YouTube video going into depth about my panic disorder and anxiety disorder. I know I did this one. I did go into too great of details. It's just a lot of it is like is learning about it myself even more, because I've always known there had to be something, because like honestly, and I will wholeheartedly say this, I figured there was something up, because like my dealing with my disorders and stuff like that, it's learning about them and stuff like that, and, because I am working on trying to better myself, and I've always been trying to work on bettering myself. I mean, there's a lot of people that will, well, you're not tried, or again, like I said in the video, people assume that you have a happy life because you got photos of you smiling or whatever, and they don't realize that not everything is what it seems at all. I mean, not everything is what it seems, and it's very easy to assume that everybody, that people got a happy life and they're okay, and not realizing that things behind the scenes aren't what they always seem. And that's the whole thing, because you never know what somebody's struggling with. Like, I'd be like, and like I blame society for it though too. Like, I mean, I'm a firm believer on society. 'Cause like I said, I am working on quitting smoking. That's definitely another thing. When I went out and bought me a vape. I went out and bought me a vape. I mean, I posted it on my vape. I went out and posted it on Instagram. And I'm doing that because of the fact that I need to quit smoking for my own health, because it's not healthy. Like, I mean, it's not healthy. It's not cool. And like, a lot of it is, people assume that if you're a smoker, you automatically love smoking. I don't. A lot of it is you get accustomed to holding it having something to hold in your hand. And it does kind of help with my nerves, because like, I mean, my nerves get tore up very easily. You know what I mean? I don't, like I said, I'm very non-confrontational person. Sorry, my sinuses are just like, ugh. And I think a lot of it comes down to trying to, kind of better my health. You know what I mean? And I don't like smoking. Like, I really don't. So, Um, I decided that I'm gonna start vaping, you know, because I know somebody that actually quit smoking and they just started vaping, and they haven't had cigarettes in, geez, it'll be 2 years now, 2 or 3 or 4 years now. So yeah, I get vaping isn't much better, but it's a slightly better alternative to actually smoking cigarettes. Because once I run out of cigarettes, I'm not buying anymore. Like, you know, and that's the whole thing. Because, like, I mean, a lot of it is, you know, because when I'm stressed or I have a lot of anxiety, I tend to smoke a lot. You know what I mean? And that's the whole thing is I tend to smoke a lot. Or if I'm bored, I tend to smoke a lot. And it's something to where, you know, I did cut down for a while. But then, you know, some stressful things started happening, and it picked right back up again, and it's just like, no, I don't, you know what I mean? And it's just I find myself smoking more than what I like, and that's why, you know, I'm trying to better myself. Like, I'm trying to honestly better myself, so that way, you know, because I mean, you know, so they're behind the scenes. A lot of people don't know what the struggles, you know what I mean, are, you know. Which I have an idea for my next video, my next YouTube video, and I think a lot of it, you know, like I said, I do blame society for a lot of things. It's just like I said, you know, a lot of people will probably say, well, you talk about society a lot, and I think a lot of it comes down to if we look at society as a whole and how society can be a positive and a negative thing, you know. Again, it comes down to you know, the stereotypes with mental illness, because there's a lot of stigma with it. Like, I mean, you know, there is a lot of stigma with it. There's, you know, and a lot of it is because it's people that don't know and can't take 2 seconds to do research, or they don't want to learn. They just want to assume. And sometimes and I've always said it, sometimes assuming is very, very dangerous. When you start to assume something, it can be very dangerous. And, you know, it's a powerful thing. You know, because it's more, because people have to understand it's more than just getting over it. Like, you know what I mean? And that does more damage telling somebody, get over it. Yo, you should move on. Get over it. Move on. You know, for some people, moving on isn't as easy as you think it is. Should you move on? Yes. I'm not saying you shouldn't move on. But for some people, it's a struggle. It's not as easy as you think it is. And that is the whole thing. It is not as easy as is, you know, for you it might be able to move on. Like most people, they can move on from something without missing a beat. But for others, they could actually struggle with it. Hi, Sharon. Like, you know, and that's where the struggle comes in and stuff like that. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Me showing. Me bestie. I love my bestie. Showing. And that's the whole thing. And like I said, you know, that's why, you know, because like I said, we all tend to assume, and you don't really. Aw, you going to sleep? Yes, that's gotta be draining as hell. School's always draining. School is always draining. Miss Showing. Sharon. Sharon, Sharon, Sharon. Gotta say it. Sharon! Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm he had a... Come on, Sharon, finish the rest. She's like, I'm gonna hit a snack. Hit the sack. Snack. Yeah, 10 topics in one day would drive anybody nuts. I can barely keep up with one. But yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, I know you gotta be exhausted. No nightmares today. Yeah, nightmares suck. Especially when they turn out to be they feel like almost real and shit. So. I mean, although I've had some premonition type dreams though, too, so. Like, I mean, they say sometimes our subconscious tries to tell us things though, too. You know, foreshadowing. Good night, Sharon, and good night, Sharon, and I love you, and sweet dreams. Mwah. I love you, Sharon. But I mean, it's always foreshadowing. You know what I mean? And there's some dreams that are actually foreshadowing though too. And I've had a few of them, believe it or not. Mm. And oh, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. You're my bestest, my bestie. I know my bestie's tired, but I mean, like and like I mean, like I've had them dreams that have been foreshadowing, and as crazy as it sounds, I've had them foreshadowing dreams or them dreams that are like, you see something happen before it happens, and it's just like, that's scary. I'm an empath too, so like, I feel a lot of people's pain and stuff like that. And maybe that's what makes me so understanding though too. Because like I've had people go, God, you are so understanding. Well, nowadays if we're not understanding, because it's called putting yourself in somebody else's shoes though too. Because you don't really, if you don't put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you're never gonna know. Like like and it's not sweating the small things though too. Like people they tend to react even on the smallest minute things, and if you react on the smallest minute things, that's kind of not a good thing, and that could be kind of one of them things where it's just like you can overreact it a little bit. A sunflower cup, like always, and because like I'm a type of person I love to make people laugh. Like I am a very silly person. Like I try, I really do try to be happy. Like a lot of people assume that like I like to be, that I'm a miserable human being. No, I'm actually not. It's just I have mental illness. Like I mean, I can't control how I feel some days. You know what I mean? And it sucks. It really does suck. And again, like I said, a lot of it is assuming though too. Like people love to assume, and when you assume, that can be dangerous. I mean, I do believe in the paranormal. Matter of fact, I went to the Gary Hell House before Zach Baggins had it tore down. And if anybody does know who Zach Baggins is, he's the guy from Ghost Adventures. He investigated that house, and I do have a YouTube video of my experience of going there. And it was scary actually. Like it was creepy. Like I mean, in that very same day that we went to the Gary Hell house, we went to a place called Reeder Road, which is highly haunted and highly creepy and highly sus. Highly suspect. And there were some weird things, like, I mean, that was going on at Reeder Road. Like, it was, you know. So, yes, I do believe in the paranormal. I do believe in the paranormal. Like, you know. And I've had people ask me, well, if you don't believe in God, how do you believe in the paranormal? And my thing is, like, think about it. You know, all this energy that you have inside of you, where do you think that all goes? It doesn't just all dissipate. You know what I mean? It doesn't just dissipate. So, I mean, and so yeah, I do believe in the paranormal. And I'm very sensitive to that too. And I mean, and I've had that sleep paralysis, which is very scary in the same breath. I've had it happen to me twice. It's you want to talk about anxiety, panic inducing, that will do it. That will definitely do it. That will definitely do it. I mean, that's what, you know. But back to what I was saying earlier, it was like you know, that's why I kind of, I've always said it, like I've always, you know, just, you know, just how society, because I mean, there, like I said, there's a lot of stigmas with stuff. Like, I mean, like, a lot of it is because it's people that don't want to put up forth the effort into getting to, you know, getting to know the real facts. Like, I mean, getting to know the real facts. And like I said, there's this whole stigma of guys are supposed to be one way, women are supposed to be another way, and how dare you go against that grain? And a lot of it is like, you know, a lot of the stuff that was decided, you know, times have changed. Like times have really honestly changed. You know what I mean? And there, you know, I still deal with some ignorant people that will give me this whole religious garble. God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. And it's kind of like, you know, which is the most ignorant thing to hear. And it's just like, you know, one minute you're talking about God is accepting of all people, but the next minute you're you're contradicting yourself. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't like religion, like, at all. Like, I mean, like, you know, it's because it is so hypocritical in the same breath. And it's just to get, you know, your agenda views across. You know, and there's that whole stigma with, you know, and I sat down and had a conversation with a buddy of mine who happens to be gay. And he goes, there's always this stigma of we hit on every straight guy and that's all we do. And it's not the case. You know, we have taste, and you know, we're normal. You know, we're normal everyday people. You know, and honestly, my friend, if you know, and here's the thing: is he told me he was the first person that he told that he was gay, and surprisingly, I actually already knew. I just never said anything. I just kind of knew the signs were there, but you know, because he never really dated women at all. Like, you know, girls would hit on him all the time, and he kind of would never date any of them. And I thought either one or two things: either he's just not wanting to date anybody, or he's gay, which is fine. You know, so when he told me, like, you know, I wasn't surprised, and I told him, like, you know, I don't care. You're still my friend and stuff like that. Like, you know, I'm not. That doesn't change anything. You know, and his parents were not accepting of it at all. Sadly, his father will not talk to him at all. His mother is now getting a little more accepting of it, but in the same breath, you know, it's that, well, that kind of, well, we want grandkids type of thing and all this other stuff like that. You know, people have you know, parents tend to have this projected dream of marriage and grandkids and all that, which is understandable, you know what I mean? But in the same breath that's a high expectation put on somebody. You know, and I think what parents can learn these days is you need to be accepting of your kids. You know what I mean? Regardless, whether they're trans, whether they're gay, whether they're lesbian. You know, there are some cool parents out there that I'm you know, I seen a video where this girl came out and told her parents I'm lesbian, and her parents were like, okay, so what? You know, we accept you for who you are. And I think that's what we need to start doing, is start being more accepting of who somebody is, you know. And my buddy has even said it, like, you know, he goes, like, a lot of the hate I deal with is just unwarranted, you know, unneeded. And does hurt. And honestly, he's like one of these people that, like, you know, unless you actually know him, you wouldn't know he was gay. I mean, you wouldn't know it at all. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, he's got friends who are girls who are very highly accepting. I don't know, it seems like girls are more accepting of it than other guys are. You know, which I don't understand that double standard there, you know. Because we were talking about that one time. He goes, why is it okay if two girls kiss, but if two guys kiss, it's disgusting? He goes, I never did understand that. Which I never did either. Like, I mean, you know, I honestly am one of these people. You can't help who you love. Love is love, regardless. You know, maybe it's because I'm highly open-minded and I'm highly acceptive of things. You know, and maybe because I know what the suicide rate, what people who are gay are, or people who are lesbian, or people who are trans, like the injustice that they deal with, the hate that they deal with. You know what I mean? You know, and it's quite depressing in itself. You know, like, I've played Friday the 13th and on Xbox, and the saddest thing was we had somebody that came in, and you could tell they were very. This guy came in, and you could tell he's really flamboyant, you know. You could tell he was, and he admitted, yeah, I'm gay. And the minute he said that, and the minute he came in the room, they started trashing on him, and in not a nice way. And of course, I spoke up because I can't sit there and I'm not gonna sit there and let them bully somebody because I know what it feels like to be bullied and not to have anybody stand up for you. And you know, I told him, why are you guys being so fucking horrible? Well, he's the, they called him, and I'm not going to repeat the words because I don't like saying them. But you guys could probably figure it out what they called him. The in the annuals they love to throw out when they're hateful. And I'm like, yeah, I think that's cute and that's cool. And well, and that's one of them had a nerve to go, "Whoa, it's against God's will. It's an abomination." And I'm like, dude, like you're playing a horror game where you kill people. Trust me when I tell you, if you're gonna use God as an excuse, you're a hypocrite because you're playing a game where you are killing somebody. And I'm like, nobody deserves to get jumped on, whether you agree with it or not. You don't have to agree with anybody. You know what I mean? If you don't agree with somebody being gay, or you don't agree with somebody being lesbian or keep your ignorancy to yourself, okay? Like seriously, you don't need to be ignorant about it, because that's your ignorance. Because that is the problem nowadays with society, is there is so much divide and so much hate. And we want to, and it's gotten to the point where, to the point now where we don't like what somebody says, ooh, cancel them, cancel them. This whole cancel culture. Oh, because we don't like what this person said, let's cancel them. And it's like, come on, seriously. There's a lot of shit that I hear that I don't like. Doesn't mean they should be. I don't think they should be canceled. Now, if you're being racist, there's a difference between somebody being. And here's the thing, though, too. Okay, and because I've never really addressed the whole cancel culture thing. We get people that we want to cancel somebody for something they said 10 or 20 years ago. People's mindsets, people can grow, and people could actually be enlightened and change. Now, if they're still that hateful, then yeah, I can understand. You know, maybe saying something or maybe standing up. But everybody wants to be this keyboard warrior and jump on a bandwagon, and that's what it is. It's like sports teams. The team is about to go to the World Series or the Super Bowl or the Stanley Cup, and you get all these people that weren't rooting for the team. Now suddenly they're rooting for the team because now they're winning. What they call them is fair weather fans. Somebody just jumping on a bandwagon. And that's exactly what like this is. Like everybody's gonna jump on a bandwagon for their 5 minutes of fame. Or they want to regurgitate something somebody else has said. And sometimes, people don't fact check. I don't know how many times things have been taken out of context. And it's very easy because it gets certain things get regurgitated so much that pretty soon the whole context of it was taken out. And for what? I mean, for what? No, you don't have to agree with somebody, and that's your prerogative, and that's your right. But you do have to respect them. And that's the problem, is there's not enough respect. Anna, for instance. I don't always, I might not always agree with her, but I respect her. There's a thing called I agree to disagree, but I respect you. And I respect your opinion. Unless it's a hateful hate, then no, I don't respect you at all. You know what I mean? I don't respect child molesters. I don't respect murderers. I don't, you know, I don't respect thieves. But to sit up there and hate somebody, because of their sexual preference, number one, somebody's sexual preference is none of your damn business. At the end of the day, is it affecting you? No. Because now you get the Pope talking about he's backtracking on gay marriage and all that, and you know you got this whole big issue of whether or not bakeries have a right to serve wedding cakes to a gay a gay couple. And to me, honestly, gay, straight, money's money. Is it absolutely affecting you? No. But and I know there's gonna be some people I don't agree. I don't agree with it. I'm, God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. You know what? When it comes to business, keep your religion out of it. There's a difference between separating church and state. You don't have to believe anything. Okay? But do not throw your beliefs at somebody else. Because honestly, you're the ignorant one. Because my whole thing is, I've always said this: religion is man-made. Because it's man's longing for wanting to believe in something, and that's fine. Yeah, everybody should believe in something. Okay? Everybody should believe in something. But to shove your beliefs down somebody's throat isn't right. And it never will be right. At all. And that's the whole thing. Because it's something that is not okay. It is something that is not okay, never has been okay, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Because it's not right. So, alright, I'm going to take a short break. I will be back in a little bit, and I'll see you guys soon.